Welcome back to our channel. Today, we delve into one of the most surprising reversals in U.S. Army procurement history, the abrupt cancellation of the M10 Booker light tank. What was once considered a key breakthrough in fire support for infantry units has now become another cautionary tale in modern military planning. The M10 Booker, originally developed under the Mobile Protected Firepower Program, was meant to fill a critical gap in U.S. Army capabilities, a nimble, lightweight armor vehicle that could support infantry in challenging terrain, especially where heavier tanks like the Abrams couldn't go. Based on the ASCOD 2 platform, just like the Philippine Army's Sabrah Light Tank, the Booker was heavily modified. Its height was reduced, and troop capacity was removed to maximize protection and firepower. It's armed with a 105mm gun, the same caliber as our Sabrah, capable of providing devastating support to frontline units. But with a weight of 38 to 42 tons, the M10 turned out to be heavier than originally envisioned. Too heavy, in fact, for one of its original missions, to be airdroppable and easily deployable by C-17 aircraft. The turning point came in early May 2025, when Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth signed a sweeping Pentagon memo, Army Transformation and Acquisition Reform. One of its immediate directives: cancel further orders of the M10 Booker. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll didn't mince words, calling the Booker a classic example of sunk cost fallacy. The vehicle had simply become too heavy and inflexible. Fort Campbell, home of the 101st Airborne, couldn't support it. 8 out of 11 bridges on the base couldn't handle its weight. And while the M10 was supposed to be air deployable, current C-17s can only carry one at a time, making it no more efficient to transport than an M1 Abrams. Internal Army officials admitted the airdrop requirement was quietly dropped in 2015, undermining the entire program's purpose. 504 vehicles were planned, and dozens are already built, but now their future is in limbo. But let's take a moment to look at the broader picture of U.S. military acquisition and how the M10 fits into a recurring pattern. The Pentagon has a long history of ambitious programs that ultimately collapse under their own complexity or shifting priorities. From the Future Combat Systems project in the early 2000s to the more recent cancellation of the optionally manned fighting vehicle, the M10 Booker joins a list of platforms that were technically promising but strategically mismatched. The Booker's downfall wasn't due to poor engineering. On the contrary, in testing, it performed admirably in gunnery accuracy, mobility, and survivability against light threats. The problem was strategic misalignment, investing in a vehicle to support airborne troops, only to realize later that air deployment wasn't feasible without compromising infrastructure compatibility and operational agility. This underscores a key lesson. Future military platforms must not only be effective, but also flexible, scalable, and logistically sound in both peacetime and wartime conditions. And as warfare evolves toward distributed operations and unmanned systems, armored vehicles like the Booker will only have a niche role unless they're adapted into a broader, layered doctrine. Why now? The answer lies in the lessons from Ukraine. The war there has made it clear. Drones, loitering munitions, and multi-domain networks are the new kings of the battlefield. The Pentagon, under President Donald Trump's renewed defense reform agenda, is realigning priorities, favoring agile, tech-forward systems over legacy armor. Platforms like the M10 no longer make sense when small drones can destroy tanks from miles away. As the Army transforms, funds will be redirected to counter-drone tech, ISR capabilities, and AI-driven battlefield awareness. areas where America wants to stay ahead of adversaries like China and Russia. So, what now for the M10 Booker? With at least 108 units already built or in production, the Army has a few options. Repurpose them for training, place them in storage, or perhaps sell or transfer them to allied nations. This is where an opportunity opens up for the Philippines. Unlike the US, we don't require airdrop capabilities for light tanks. We need versatile fire support vehicles that can cross our bridges, support our infantry, and deter potential aggression in littoral zones and island provinces. The M10 Booker fits that bill perfectly. Imagine a light tank that can move across Luzon, Mindanao, or Palawan, support local infantry units, and withstand small arms fire and IEDs. The M10 Booker, with its proven firepower and commonality with our existing Sabrah fleet, is an ideal addition. It uses the same 105mm ammo. It's based on the same platform, and it's brand new. By securing a deal with the US to transfer or even lease these vehicles, we could bypass lengthy procurement timelines and integrate the M10 into our forces quickly and cost-effectively. This could form the backbone of a mechanized counter-invasion doctrine for the Philippines, supported by drones, mobile artillery, and regional radar coverage. The fall of the M10 Booker program is a setback for the U.S. Army, but it could be a golden opportunity for the Philippines. With strengthened U.S.-Philippine ties under EDCA and a renewed focus on Pacific security, this transfer could be mutually beneficial. The U.S. clears and used inventory. We strengthen our land-based deterrent without waiting years for procurement. The timing is right. The moment is now. What do you think? Should the Philippines negotiate for the M10 Booker? Could this boost our defense posture without breaking the bank? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more defense updates and strategic insights. This is PHMalaya signing off.